see this. Come on now, 5. 30. Take a seat. When you're ready. Come on. Take a seat. I'll sit with you here. There we are. Well done. Yeah, if you want to chew on something, chewing on a bit of veg is probably better. Yeah? Yeah, and we'll be going horse riding, bee lesson at 3:30. So, Chris, I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I've bought a new study book called Introduction to Economics. And we're going to work through this just like a student, right? But I'm going to be your note taker. All right, so the first chapter, chapter 1, is called Making Economic Decisions. And the first question that it seeks to answer is, what is economics? ECONOMICS. So the question that we're trying to answer is, what is EC? EC. Yeah. Finish the word. ICS. Yes. Economics. Now then, economics is a science. SCIENCE. And it's actually the science of making choices. CHOICES. So economics is a S. We're just practicing, getting warmed up. It's an S. Finish it. CIENCE. It's the science of making. Making what? The science of making. C. HOIC. Doing well. C. Finish the word. Science of making. ES. Yes. The science of making choices. Now then, we make choices all the time. You're making a choice at the moment. You're choosing to sit and eat your vegetables. Students, as a student, you might choose to study for another hour or to go to the bar for a drink. Play football, watch TV. Sit down. You're choosing. What are you choosing to do right now? S, T. Yep. Quick. A, D, N. Yeah, you were choosing to stand up. Now, would that be a good choice when you're trying to study the materials? N. No, a better choice would be to sit. Listen, let's get the studying done for 30 minutes like we put on the timer. That's a good choice to make. And then you can get up and go and do something else that you choose to do. Right? So listen, the common element in all these decisions is that every choice involves a cost. Listen. listen. Every choice involves a cost. What did I say? C H
No.
O I C E. Choice involves a what? C O S. Nearly there. T. Yes. Choice involves a cost. So that is, choosing anything means that you must give up something else. So listen. So right now, choosing to sit here and study economics means you must give up watching TV for half an hour. Alright? So attending an early morning lecture at school means that you must sacrifice staying in bed. So when making choices, economists assume economists assume that people try to maximise the benefit they receive from the sacrifices they make. Okay? So the assumption, ASSUMPTION, is that people will be trying to maximise the benefit. What did we say? A S. Very good. A S.
But
S S M P. Finish the word. And T I O N. The assumption is what? That you will try and
yeah.
It's fine. Leave that there.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, write down keywords. Keywords, when you make a choice, is the assumption will be, that's what you said, assumption will be that you will try to X I M I S E. Maximise the what? Yeah, you're there. B E N E B E N E F I T. Yeah. So you see, I'm making notes here of all the key points that you're deciding, and these would be your student notes that you'd use if you were going to sit down, please. If you were going to sit an exam in economics and you wanted to revise for it, what we're doing is we're creating some student notes that you would be able to revise from. Now, if you want to chew on something, that would be a good thing to chew on. Turn around. There. Okay. So, now let's see where we're going to in the book. So when you understand the process of making choices and the costs that go with them, you will have acquired some useful knowledge. Now, but why are choices necessary? Okay. Resources. RESOURCES are limited. That would be a good. Excuse me, no, that's my net. Choices are limited, resources are limited, and the potential uses for them are not limited. So in your time, for example, time is one of our limited resources. There are only 24 hours in a day, and people don't live forever. If you choose to go for a meal, you lose time for some other competing activity. Other resources such as land and labour are also limited relative to the potential uses. Basically, there are not enough resources to produce all the houses, books, food, CD players, and all the other things that people want. It's therefore the scarcity of productive resources that makes choices necessary. Okay, so the question that we asked before you started making all that fuss was, why do we have to choose? B-E.
Forever.
Come on, we're looking at the timer. You know it's on. B-E. Why do we have to choose? C-A. Good. Come on then. We choose B-E-C-A. Keep it going. U-S. Because R-E-S-O. Very good. Keep it. U-R-C-E-S. Resources. A-R-E. L-M-I-M-I-T-E-D. Resources are limited. Choose because resources are limited. B. U. Really good. B. U. B-U-T. But if you need to go to the toilet, you can, Bill, after we finish this sentence. Resources are limited, but you are I won't make sense. Come on. Resources are limited, but U S E S uses A R E R M O T. Good summary. Now go to the toilet and then come straight back and we'll carry on. Go and have a wait. Yeah, you've got another 10 minutes at least. I'll just write that. No, to the toilet. That's what you said you wanted. Okay, so we just summarised. Why do you have to choose? Because resources are limited and uses are not. Now, having limited resources means another word for limited resources is that resources are scarce. S-C-A-R-C-E. What word is it? S-C. S-C-A-R-C. Finish. E. Yes. All right. So economics is about making choices under conditions of scarcity. Okay, making choices under conditions of scarcity. These are important terms for you to understand. If you were ever going to write an essay in an exam on economics, it's really important that you use the right terminology and the right wording, because that's what actually gives you the marks that you earn. So that's why we're having to learn these right now. In other words, it's a study of how individuals allocate scarce resources amongst competing uses to maximise their satisfaction. So here we go. This sounds like a long sentence, but let's just break it down. So it's about making choices and, what did we say? The study of how we allocate scarce resources amongst competing uses to maximise satisfaction. So there's kind of 3 key points. What did we say? It's about how we Point number one was, it's about the A, L, L, O, C, A. You're doing great. C, A. Finish it. T, I, O, N. It's about the allocation. Of scarce resources. Leave that timer, please. Number 2, it's about C, O, M, P, E, T, I, N, G, competing, R, E, Oh, excuse me. You're not even going to stop me. E, S, competing resources. And number 3, M, A, T. No, that doesn't make sense. Come on. So M A X I.
Yeah.
M A X I. You're sitting so nicely now. You look so good. M I. S I N G. Maximising. To maximise what? S A T I S.
Yeah.
S A D I S. F A C. T I O. Finish the word.
Yeah, baby.
Finish the word. N to maximise satisfaction. Okay, so what does the book say? Then it says to clarify this further, we need to make a number of assumptions about the behaviour of individuals in dealing with the problem of scarcity and choice. Right.
Yeah.
So we also need to consider, right, the behaviour.
Yeah.
behaviour of individuals. Right. Right then, so let's see what the categories are. I'm going to make some notes on this because there'll be some key points for us to remember. Behaviour. Whose behaviour are we looking at? I N D I V I D U A L S. Yes, the behaviour of individuals. Alright, because different people behave in different ways. Right, now some people's behaviour might be self-interested. SELFINTERESTED. Self-interested behaviour. The idea here is that individuals know their preferences. They know what they like and what they don't like, and they act to satisfy their preferences. In other words, people typically know where their self-interest lies and they pursue that self-interest. Right? Economists are not particularly interested in knowing where these tastes and preferences come from. They just take the tastes as given. Right. So, self-interested, how would you describe that? K N O.
See? Come on there.
K N O W. No. W H. Yeah. A T.
Yeah.
What? T H E Y.
One.
That's right, you've got another 5 minutes yet. Know what they like, yes. That's a good example of self-interested behaviour. The second category was called maximising behaviour. Individuals are maximisers. That is, they want to get as much satisfaction as possible out of the limited resources they have. Okay, getting the maximum satisfaction is frequently referred to by economists as rational behaviour. I see. So, I suppose a crazy example of that would be if you had an ice lolly and you just really sort of sucked it slowly and slowly and slowly. You're trying to get the maximum satisfaction from it, aren't you? Okay, so the second category was called M A X I M. Finish. Now look, I want you to really focus here on finishing the word I S I N G. Yes. Maximising behaviour. Where you're trying to get maximum satisfaction. Right. The next one is called responding to incentives. Economists assume that people respond to incentives. If an employer raises the hourly wage, the people will work harder, other things being equal. If the price of a particular product is raised, people will choose to buy a cheaper alternative. But notice that not all individuals respond to the same incentive in the same way at the same time. In economics, we refer to the behaviour of the average or representative individual rather to each and every individual. So we have to look at what generally happens or what's the average. So when economists say that people respond to incentives, incentives, what does that mean? What does that mean in your words? T H E Y. They. We're talking about what people will do. Their behaviour when they respond to incentives. W I. Okay. L W. So it's a bit like me saying to you, okay, so if you do this well, then later on you can have a treat. They will WORKHARDER. Okay, they will work harder. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that statement? N O T. Not. Leave that timer, please. This is. Come on, your opinion. Not. A. L. Not A. L. W. A. Finish. Come on. E.
Good.
Doing really well, keeping really calm and controlled.
One.
Good. Focus. B-E. Focus. C. A. U. S. E. Not always. Because T. H. E. Y. A. R. E. N. O. T. M. O.
Yeah.
T. I. That's interesting. T. I. It's good to express your opinion. V. A. T. I. N. G. E. N. O. U. G. A. Because they are not motivating, you know. Well, what sort of thing would, just from a personal perspective, what sort of thing would motivate you more? I. L. I.
Yeah, one.
I. L. I. L. I. S. Doesn't that make sense? I. L. I. K. E. I like. T.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, you're doing really good. I like to. T. I said sorry. T. O. To. A. C. H. I. E. B. E. S. O.
One.
I like to.
One.
Hang on.
Oh.
S. O. M. E. T. H. I. N. G. I like to achieve something. Yes, I agree with you. I find the sense of achievement gives me greater satisfaction than any sort of monetary award. So listen, this is interesting. A monetary award would be called like an extrinsic award. Sit down. Sit down. EXTRINSIC. The sense of achievement would be called what sort of a reward? Do you know? I-N.
One.
Finish the word. T-R-I-N-S-I-C. Yes, intrinsic. Now, just for practice, let's see if you can do that on your own. You can do that on your own. Hold the board. Give me your hand. Hold the board yourself. Hold it yourself. Come on. Do it yourself. Go for the I. Go for the N. N. Now the T. Down. Across. T, then the R, good, I, and then the N down, N, one at a time, in trim, and then the S-I-C. Come on, hold it where you can reach it. Go down for the S, down for the cross, S, up for the I, up for the C, that was E, go across, C. Alright, so we need to practice that, don't we? Then you'll be able to do things. Ah, no, stay sitting. Stay sitting. We're just going to finish off this section.
One, no.
Okay, so we've talked about extrinsic and intrinsic words. Now, there was a final point on the behaviour of individuals. You keep your body under control and stop choosing to grab me. Okay? I think it's just Catherine coming in. So, the final thing was deciding at the margin. So listen, individuals choose at the margin. It's rare for an individual to face an all or nothing choice. People do not choose whether or not to study or whether or not to go out for a meal. Listen. Okay, so it's not an either or choice. People, they decide whether to study for 1 hour or to go out for a meal now. Alright, so just like you are making all this fuss trying to choose to get up and go downstairs now, you know, whereas you could stay here and just do a little bit more. So it's called marginal decision making, deciding whether the benefits of an extra amount of a good are worth the costs. So you're deciding, is it worth me staying here with Mum for another 2 minutes? Right? That's what you're deciding, isn't it? And it's called what? What is it called? What sort of decision making would it be called? Margin. Okay, so you know it's AL next. Let's see if you can do it yourself, holding the board. Margin. Now go for the A. Go for the A. Okay, cross A and then the L. Marginal. Let's write that down so we've got your notes. Come on, sit down first till we finished your notes. Okay. Marginal decision making. So we know it's not just either or choices. There are other facts. Okay, so we've made a good start here on what is economics. Let's just do a quick bit of a recap. If you could sum it up in one sentence. That's a bit rough there, look. If you grab me rough, you made the choice to grab me roughly, then the consequences are I'll end up with a bruise. Alright, and I won't feel very happy then about helping you with this work, will I? If you're going to leave me with bruises. Right, so let's just do a summary. A summary sentence about what is economics about. What's it about? C H O O S I N G. Choosing. It's all about choosing. T H E D E C I
When
Choosing and the DESR. O-N-S, choosing and the decisions. Yeah, 1 minute. That's a very good summary, all about choosing and the decisions that have to be made. Okay.